Hello and welcome to a C# guide. In this video I'm going to be talking about integral numeric types. For future reference I'm just going to be calling this integral types. So there are many different types of integral types. The common theme between them all is they can all be whole numbers. That's what they all are, they're all whole numbers. But the difference between them is whether they're signed or unsigned and the size of them. So I'm going to cover the signed and unsigned right now. Pretty much, to be unsigned means it can only be a positive number. For it to be signed, it can be a negative or a positive number. The next thing is the size. So as we talked about bits and bytes and binary earlier, the size of it, so the amount of bits you use within the memory, determines the actual range of numbers you can have. I'm going to cover that a little bit more here. I'm going to try and cover it in a very basic way, so it can be very understandable. But if you don't understand it, it's not, it's not, I was going to say integral, I'm just so used to using that word now. It's not fundamental to understanding integral types. If you don't care about the binary and the bits and the bytes, I'd suggest you skip. But to start with here, I'm going to talk about bytes, because that's what we mentioned before. Byte. So we covered bytes before. We know bytes were 8 bits. I'm just going to make this 0. So when I say 8 bits, a byte looks like this. Well, realistically, it looks like... Oh, I don't know how I did that. There we go. Realistically, it looks like this without the underscore, but this just is very confusing to look at and read. So we keep them in pairs of 4s, so it's easier to read. So this is what the byte looks like, and this is the number 0. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to type some stuff, and I'm going to cover it in a second. So you can see I've written a list of numbers here. This is the numbers that you're used to seeing. This is actually, I believe it's the Arabic numeric system. I believe the common system used in the Western world is the Arabic numeric system, which is a 10-based system. So actually, let's write it like this for a moment. So we have our 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we have 10. We have a 10-based system. We're not going to write 10 for a moment because we're just going to look at the first 9. So our 10-base system, we have 0, which means 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, you recognise these numbers. But after you've reached 9, when you go up 1, we don't have a number for that. So what we do is we loop back around, add 1, and then press 0, have our 0. So we actually have 10, 0, then for 11 we have 10, 1. For 12 we have 10, 2. And that is how the 10-base numeric system works. And that is how binary works. So within binary, we don't have a 10-base numeric system. It's a 2-based numeric system. Let's put here. It's a 2-based numeric system. Meaning, I'm just going to remove these 2 lines here, because having all these different lines will just be confusing. Meaning that all these numbers can only be 2 values, and that is 0 or 1. So now I'm going to be talking about what those numbers actually equal. So I'm going to put 0 here. This 0 means 128. This 0 means 32. This 0 means... No, I think I said 128 and 32. That 0 meant 128. That 0 meant 64, 32, 16. We're dividing by 2 every time, so it's 4, 2, 1. And this is the spaced out version of this here. We obviously don't have an underscore as well, but this is the spaced out version. So this is how this is actually written. So because we have only values of 2 possible, every time we go into the next number on the left, we go up 2. Actually, that's something I've not actually explained. I am sorry, this could be confusing to look at. We write binary right to left, same as we write our 10-base numeric system right to left. When we have 10, we have 10 zeros. We have 10 and 0. Sorry, that's something I should have mentioned when I was talking about the 10-base system. But yeah. Okay, so now we've talked about a 2-base system. Say we wanted to change our number to 1, for example. What we can do here is, going from right to left, we have our first value, which is our lowest 1, and it's like, okay, we change this from a 0 to 1. In this case up here, this will equal 1 now. Now, you don't have to write it like this. Some people actually can just write it like that or put it like this. But for our 8-bit system, for our byte, which has to be 8 bits, it will result as this. When we want to get to 2, the next number, we can't type 2 as we've talked before, we have the 2-base system. We revert this back to 0, the one on the left changes to 1, and this is 2. And say if we wanted to move to 3 after having 2, we're not going to be moving left again because this value is 4. As we can see down here, it's 4. We know this is going up in multiples of 2. So same as we'd write, if we're adding 1 to 10, we wouldn't write 20 because the 10 value doesn't change. It's the digit afterwards. It's the 1 values change. So in this case, we don't change the 2, we change the 1 to 1. And that is 3. So we have 2 and 1. Same as we have 10 and 1 being 11. And that is how the binary system works. So let's write some number. Let's say 35. Actually, I've made a really easy number there. That is my bad. Let's change to 68. Okay. So what we do is we'll go through all these numbers. I'm going to change this back to a 0. We're going to go through all these numbers. As we can do our 2 times tables. We see 1. We're like, okay, no. 1 is less than 68. 2 is less than 68, 4 is less than 68, 8 is less than 68, 16, 32, 64, 128. Okay, 128 is greater than 68. So what we do is we change the 64 to 1. And now 68 minus 64 is 4. So what we need to do is find our 4. So we have 1, 2, 4. Okay, 4's there. We can change that value. And this will equal 68. And that is how the binary system works. I'm not going to be explaining binary math, subtraction, multiplication, division, because we just don't need to cover that here. But I will probably cover that in a later topic. But anyway, so we have our byte, which is 8 bits. Let's just type that. It's 8 bits. And by the 8 bits, we know that the maximum number we can have is 255, and the lowest being 0. Because all of these numbers added together, say if this wasn't this number here, say this was 1111 underscore 1111, this actually would equal 255 because it's 128 plus 64 plus 32 plus 16 plus 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1, and that we know that as 255. So there we are. Now we moved on to the signed version of a byte, which is just an S byte. I'm just going to call this SB. And this, again, is 8-bit because it's still a byte. But as it's signed, we know it can be a negative. But this doesn't mean that it will be negative 255 to positive 255 because we still only have the same number of bytes. How a negative would work is this. Okay, let's just put in 1 for now. Let's just put in the value for 1. There we are. So to make this one negative, we'd actually change this number to 1. But this is not actually how we would leave it. This is how you'd think we'd do it. But this is not how we'd leave it. This would now equal minus 127. The reason it equals minus 127, we've said this one is now a negative, which means we start at 128. And then we add on our next 7 bits after. So because we have the number 1, it's minus 128 plus 1, which is minus 127. And the maximum value we can have negative is the 0 at the end, not adding 1. So minus 128 plus 0 is still a minus 128. So that is our range here. So it's minus 128. Actually, I just realized that this is gonna, let's write 2 instead. Let's change this from that to 2 as well, to make that less confusing. But yeah, this is how we'd write it as a negative, having 1 first. So you see how we've written the range of the numbers here and the size of them. The computer can actually just tell us this. So what we can do is put in like console.writeLine, and then we can put in size of, and let's put in byte. And what we can do now is when we run this, it's going to actually tell us the size of the byte. The reason it is returning 1 here, by the way, I'm just going to move this down to the bottom right to make this easier to see. The reason it has returned 1 here is because it's actually returned the number of bytes it takes. So we know that 8 bits is 1 byte. So that is the reason that has returned 1. So I've just copy and pasted this, and I'm just going to write in some 2 two other values here. I'm going to put in byte.min value, and this will return the minimum value that we can have on byte. And I'm going to put in byte.max value, and there we are. So now when I run these, it shows us the size, the minimum value, and the maximum value, and that is what I put here. So we can do the same for an s byte. Let's copy and paste s byte here, and put them in these. Run that, and you can see still it's 1 byte. It goes from -128 to 127. So you may be thinking, why have I done this? I've already shown you the size and the range of it. But obviously we see games nowadays with a lot bigger numbers than this. So I'm going to go through the rest of the integral types, and with each one it's going to increase in size, and I'm just not going to do the math to figure out the values and all that stuff. So let's go through the next values. The next value, no, I'm actually going to write it out properly as well. The next one is a short. We're going to call this S. I'm just going to make that 0. And the unsigned version of short is U short. Now, you may think this is confusing, considering byte is the unsigned version, and we have S byte. You'd think it would be short than S short, but it's easier to just say U short in conversation, so that is why that is the case. But yeah, let's change these S bytes to shorts to show you the values. So let's F5 this. You can see it's 2 bytes, and the minimum value is minus 32,000. The maximum value is positive 32,000. And we'll have the same with a U short. There we are. And it's 2 bytes. Minimum value 0. Maximum value 65,000. The next largest one, which is the most common, is an int. Now, I'm just going to call this int I equals 0. And the reason int is the most common one is because it has a crazily high value, or crazily high value and a crazily low minimum value. So you can see here it actually takes up 4 bytes and has a minus 2 billion and a positive 2 billion. An advanced technique to know is that if you don't need 2 billion, if you don't need in the hundreds of thousands in your values, there's no point in taking up the 4 bytes of memory. So as you saw then, int is signed, you know, you can have a negative or a positive. There's a uint. So I'm just going to call this ui. And you can see it's the same size. Oh, and it just has, you know, the unsigned values. So you can have up to 4 billion in the values. So you may think this is the highest amount, you're never going to have more than 4 billion, but there's actually more. So there's a long, which is a long value. I'm just going to put L, and we're going to make this 0. It's also a U long for an unsigned long. I'm going to call this UL equals 0. So let's put in long for the minimum value, size, all that stuff. So it's 8 bits, and I believe that is 9 billion, negative 9 billion to a positive 9 billion. So as you can tell, if you've understood the pattern so far, a U long will be the same size, and but will have double the value, positive value. So it's 8 bytes, has a minimum value 0, and a maximum value of 18 billion. I don't see a case where you'll be using long that much unless you're having a very, very large game. But just know it's possible to have that. Okay, I'm going to move on from this. I'm just going to comment out the right lines just so it's not in our way. I'm going to show you the integer literals. So let's start up a literals. So I've already shown you one literal, so I'm just going to use int, and I'm going to call it x. I've already shown you one literal, and that is 0. You can just write it as a decimal. You can also write it as a hexadecimal, a hexaliteral. So same with Charles showed you in the last episode. You write 0x to say it's going to be a hexadecimal, and then you put in the value you want. So for 0, you know, we just put in 00. I've just realized that I'm not having this printing. Sorry, this console.write x. So you can see this print, and it will be 0 still. If you do not know how a hexadecimal works, it's a 16-base system. So let's put in, for example, let's put in 2 here, and this 20 will actually equals 32. That's because it's a 16-base system. Next up, I'm going to show you how we write it as a binary. So we put in 0b, and then we put an underscore, and we write out our values. So this will be 0 as shown before, or we could write, I don't know, 78. So let's do 64 here. 78 minus 64 is 14, so we get to 8, and that leaves us 6, so we get 4, 2, and that should be 78. There we are. And that is how you write it as binary. And this is everything I wanted to cover with integral numeric types. The reason I know I said in the chart video that I was going to be covering arithmetic operations in here, but arithmetic operations are so large I'm actually just going to cover them in their own video, but that's not going to be for a little while, I don't think. Next up will be floating numeric points. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, leave a like on the video, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you guys next time.